In the last class for trigonometry, we started studying about the prove and show type of questions in trigonometry, where we understood we will need a lot of algebra. We will need a lot of arithmetic, and we'll have to combine that with trigonometry to answer this type of questions. In the last session, we answered 2 questions in the class, and I had asked you to complete 3 questions as part of your homework. So let us start today's session by quickly looking at the correct answers to the 3 questions that I had asked you to solve. So practice set 6.1, question number 6, part 3. This is very, very similar to example number 5 on page number 130. Only the LHS and RHS have changed. Also, the numerator and denominator have changed. So the proof for this proof, because it is similar to example number 5, I have started from the RHS. So it makes it easier for me to write the proof because I already know the correct answer to example number 5. So sec theta minus tan theta is the RHS. On the LHS, we have sine theta. So to get sine from sec and tan, we will have to write them in the simpler form, in the form of the ratios that we studied last year, that is sine, cos, and tan. So that is what I've tried to do in the first step. So sec theta equals to 1 by cos theta, tan theta is sine theta by cos theta. Now it becomes fraction addition, like fractions. So numerators are subtracted, denominator is common. Then the next step, I'm squaring the fraction and putting a square root. So nothing changes. But I get nearer to the LHS. Then I expand the numerator. A minus b is a minus b. This is a square minus b square. No, this is a minus b whole square. So a minus b whole square becomes a minus b into a minus b. So 1 minus sine theta multiplied by 1 minus sine theta. And denominator cos square theta can be written as 1 minus sine square theta, because sine square theta plus cos square theta is 1. From this step, in the next step, numerator remains as it is. Denominator, I'm expanding it using the formula a square minus b square. So that turns into a plus b into a minus b. So 1 minus sine square theta transforms into 1 plus sine theta into 1 minus sine theta. Then 1 minus sine theta divided by 1 minus sine theta becomes 1. I'm left with square root of the fraction 1 minus sine theta by 1 plus sine theta, which is the LHS, and hence we have proved it successfully. The next homework question was from the same practice set 6.1, question number 6, part 4. It says we have to show that sec theta minus cos theta multiplied by cot theta plus tan theta equals to tan theta into sec theta. Remember, I told you yesterday that there will be many such questions where they may look almost impossible. How is it that such a big thing on the LHS becomes such a small thing on the RHS? But because of the way trigonometric functions are defined, they are defined for right angle triangle, and they are also connected to each other with respect using Pythagoras theorem. So there is a circular logic, and many things are possible which do not seem possible initially. So once again, here I'm on the LHS. We are seeing sec and cot, but on the right hand side, I'm seeing tan and sec. On the left hand side, I'm seeing more terms. On the right hand side, I'm seeing less terms. So I decided to start from the left hand side. There is no other reason. And this is one of the ways that we can try solving a question, is to convert them into the basic ratio. So sec can be converted into 1 by cos theta. Cos theta remains as cos theta. Cot can be written as cos by sine, and tan can be written as sine by cos. From there, it's just a question of fraction arithmetic. So 1 by cos minus cos. So to make these two fractions like, I multiply cos theta to the numerator and the denominator. So it turns into cos square theta by cos theta. I use the same logic of fraction addition on the other factor also. Once that is done, now we have two sets of fraction addition subtraction where the fractions are like. So we continue with simple fraction addition. Then we use the trigonometric identity like that sine square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1. So 1 minus cos square theta becomes sine square theta. Sine square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1. So just 1. So when we do that, when we simplify, we are left with tan theta into sec theta, which is the RHS. And so we have proved. The last homework question was question number 6, part 5 of practice set 6.1. And this also had cot, tan, cosec, sec. And once again, I started from the LHS because when we have more terms, it becomes easier. Technically speaking, there are 2 terms in the LHS here and only 1 term on the RHS side, on RHS. So cot theta plus tan theta, once again, I've tried to write them in the basic way. So cot becomes cos by sine and tan becomes sine by cos, and using the same logic of fraction addition, आप देखोगे. So ये जो logic है, देखो cot plus tan, the same cot plus tan is there here, cot plus tan, and that is why I used it. Okay? So when I try to make the fraction like, so I will multiply cos theta by sine theta with the other denominator cos theta, and I will multiply sine theta by cos theta fraction with the other denominator, that is sine theta. So this, they become like with the common denominator sine theta into cos theta, and when we add them, it's sine square theta plus cos square theta divided by sine theta by cos, sine theta cos theta. Sine square theta plus cos square theta is 1. So now going back to where we began, so 1 by sine becomes cosec and 1 by cos becomes sec, and that is the RHS, and hence we have proved what we were required. So the next question, which is part 6 of question 6, reads as Aman read for us, 1 by sec theta minus tan theta. We have to prove that it is equal to sec theta plus tan theta. Right? This is another such example which will look very impossible. Generally, this doesn't happen in the algebra, right? This doesn't happen in the arithmetic. We don't have situation like this. 1 by say 3 plus 4 equals to, or 1 by 3 minus 4 equals to 3 plus 4. This doesn't happen in arithmetic, but this thing is possible in trigonometry. So be aware of this. It's not that simple. And the reason this is happening is the way the trigonometric functions have been defined. So let us see, let us try to do this together. If you have not done it earlier, if you have already done it, very good, brilliant students. Now, the way I'm thinking about this is, on the LHS, I have a fraction. On the RHS, I have a, I don't have a fraction. I just have 2 terms. Okay? So it's up to me from whichever way I start. Right? But what I'm seeing is, on the LHS, it is sec theta minus tan theta. On the RHS, we have sec theta plus tan theta. So I'm thinking, let me do this. LHS equals to sec theta minus tan theta. ये दिया है. Let me try bring in sec theta plus tan theta. Let me introduce this to this fraction, sec theta plus tan theta to the given fraction, to the LHS fraction. Now I can do that if I multiply this to both the numerator and the denominator. So what I'm saying is 1 into sec theta plus tan theta by sec theta minus tan theta multiplied by sec theta plus tan theta. Again, understand why I did it. I want sec theta plus tan theta. I don't have it. So if I want to introduce it to the fraction, the only way I can introduce it to the fraction without changing the fraction is by multiplying sec theta plus tan theta, both the numerator and the denominator. There is a logic to this. I don't know if this will help me reach the RHS. I'm just trying. Now I'm going to write the next step. 1 into sec theta plus tan theta. Anything multiplied by 1. We have sec theta plus tan theta. No change. Look at the denominator and tell me, what does it remind you of? What algebraic formula, what algebraic identity does it remind you of? Sec theta minus tan theta, sec theta plus tan theta. They are being multiplied. Which identity are you reminded of? I reminded you yesterday that this is like a minus b, a plus b. We can also say that this is a plus b into a minus b, where we said this is nothing but a square minus b square. This is one of the algebraic identities that we have studied in class 6, 7, 8. So sec theta minus tan theta multiplied by sec theta plus tan theta, using this identity, can be written as sec square theta minus tan square theta. Because this is a, this is b, this is a, this is b. I have to write a square minus b square. So sec square theta minus tan square theta. Now we are just one step away. Let us leave sec theta plus tan theta as it is. What can we write for sec square theta minus tan square theta? Think of the new identity that we studied in this chapter, current chapter. Correct. Prachi has already given the correct answer. We have studied that 1 plus tan square theta equals to sec square theta. That means sec square theta minus tan square theta equals to 1. So that's all we will write. Now anything divided by 1 is that anything. And that anything is nothing but our RHS. So we have proved. The next question, which is question number 6, part 7, the question is, we have to show sine 4 theta minus cos 4 theta equals to 1 minus 2 cos square theta. What do you think? What formula or where should we start from? Left hand side or right hand side? Why? Make a guess. And share. Good. So when we have such a question, whenever we have this proof show question, we have to think hard and see which side we should start from and why. We have very limited things to deal with, to start with, right? We know limited trigonometric functions. We know about their limited relationship with each other, complementary angles, and only 3 identities we know of. So the left hand side looks more familiar. So let us start with from the left hand side. But LHS equals to sine 4 theta minus cos 4 theta. I agree. Let us start from here. Now I'm going to write the second step. You will then have to pay attention what happened in the second step so that you can give the third step to me. Now sine 4 theta can be written as sine square theta cos square minus cos square theta cos square, because a to the power 4 is what? A to the power 2 cos square. If this is the case, and I'm telling you that this step is correct, tell me what should we write in the next step? What familiar algebraic identity you see now? We have a familiar identity now. what we see now is a square minus b square. It is in the form a square minus b square, and we know a square minus b square can be written as a plus b multiplied by a minus b. So let us write this. So this is a, this is b. So a plus b multiplied by a minus b. This should not be a problem. From here, we know sine square theta plus cos square theta is 1. We also know that sine square theta can be written as 1 minus cos square theta, because sine square theta plus cos square theta is 1. So now we are left with the minus cos square theta. 1 multiplied by anything is that same thing. Now tell me the final step. What will be the final step? 1, we are multiplying 1 with something, so we will ignore that 1. So we are now left with one. Now cos square theta is 2 cos square theta, which is nothing but our RHS. So hence we have proved whatever was required to be proved. Question number 6, part 8. We have to show sec theta plus tan theta equals to cos theta minus sin theta. I will give you 2 hints. One hint is, let us start from the LHS and try to reach RHS. Second hint that I'm going to give you is, right, write the LHS in terms of sine, cos, sine and cos, the basic functions. With these 2 hints, that you will start from the left hand side, will move to the right hand side, and you will try to write the left hand side in terms of sine and cos. Try solving this. Try proving that sec theta plus tan theta equals to cos theta by 1 minus sin theta in your notebooks, all of you, starting now. Using the hint that I gave you, cosec theta can be written as 1 by cos theta. Tan theta can be written as sin theta by cos theta. Now what you see here is 2 fractions we are trying to add, and both of them are like, because the denominator is cos theta. Add them. So because we have like fractions, 1 by cos theta and sin theta by cos theta, when we add them, we take the common denominator, we add the numerators. Now see what we have got and what we need. We have got cos theta and 1 plus sin theta. We need cos theta, we got it. But we need 1 minus sin theta, we don't have it. So how do we introduce 1 minus sin theta to the fraction? What did I do in the previous question? So we can multiply what we need both to the numerator and to the denominator. So what do we see in the numerator? What pattern do we see in the numerator? 1 plus sin theta multiplied by 1 minus sin theta. To make it more clear, let's put them in brackets. What format do we see here? What form do we see here? 1 plus sin theta, 1 minus sin theta. When we see 1 plus sin theta multiplied by 1 minus sin theta, this should come to our mind, a plus b into a minus b. And we know that a plus b into a minus b can be written as a square minus b square. So let us write that. 1 square is 1 minus sin square theta. Right? And then we have in the denominator cos theta into 1 minus sin theta. See what has happened. Now we have got 1 minus sin theta. We are one step closer. Now when you look at the numerator, what identity should come to your mind? Not an algebraic identity, but a trigonometric identity. Correct. When we see 1 minus sine square theta, the identity that should come to our mind is sine square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1. So we can say 1 minus sine square theta is cos square theta. Now in our denominator, we have cos theta multiplied by 1 minus sine theta. See what has happened. Cos square divided by cos. So now finally, we are left with cos theta by 1 minus sine theta. And Khadija, this is where you can improve your writing. You can directly say this is RHS. So proved. You will try to complete the remaining questions as homework. You should be able to do. It will take some time, but you should be able to do. What are the questions? Question number 6, part 9, part 10, part 11, and part 12. I will give you 2 hints. For part 9, you will need to know this formula. A plus B whole square equals to A square plus 2AB plus B square. For part 12, you will need to know theorem of equal ratios. ये क्या है? Last year पढ़ा हमने class 9 ratio proportion. Theorem of equal ratios says if we have two ratios which are equal to each other, if A by B equals to C by D, then each of those ratios, A by B equals to C by D, they are equal to A plus C by B plus D. We don't need such things for question number 6, part 10 and part 11. But part 9 and part 12, they will need something more.